So this year, for me personally, was pretty dang good, especially on the channel, so I appreciate y'all a ton. But for the game itself, it was honestly one of the best years it's ever had, really. When it comes to like champion additions, new content, everything like that, the game just really outdid itself, I feel like. But also, it wasn't perfect for sure, but for the topics, we have champion additions, buff additions, relic additions, 7 stars, Ascension, trophy champions, new content, new events, external projects, my complaints about the year, and then what I want to see for 2024. So we have a pretty big list here, so let's just dive right into it, starting with the champion additions. Now, I won't go into too much detail because I want to do a top 10 champions of the year video later tonight, but I feel like this was probably the most balanced year when it comes to just like making sure champions aren't too good or like they're not too terrible, right? Of course, there is one exception that people might, say, but I feel like even that champion isn't even as bad as like 2021's worst or 2020's worst, right? And the rebalancing program just ensures that every champion is going to be at least decent once they are rebalanced. So yeah, the program itself is just really, really good. And I do feel like it was one of the best additions to the game because now every new champion is going to go through a process. And we've seen pretty much no nerfs to any champions and just buffs that were really, really necessary, I feel like. So yeah, champion additions, pretty good. Like the best champions this year have just really changed the meta for sure, I feel like. But how about the buffs? So I feel like the buffs this year, while they were like, not as many as 2021, for example, they were all pretty dang quality, especially the Hulk buff and the Iron Man buff as well, which the way that was formatted was honestly one of my favorite parts of the year. Like having him be a standalone champion with Gladiator, I think that was pretty dang cool for sure. And buffing newer champions to ensure that they are like, at a good level is also pretty cool. Yes, it does take away some love from the older champions, which I don't really like. But hey, as long as a champion does get buffed, then I am happy. And we got like the Red Guardian buff coming up. The Red Skull buff was pretty dang good as well. He is now a monster on defense. So yeah, all the buffs have been pretty dang good. And while they aren't like as frequent, they are pretty dang quality still. So yeah, for me, the buff program and the rebalancing program both just doing pretty good jobs this year, but we'll see what next year brings for them. But now Relics. Relics, well, I miss them. They went on like a hiatus, I think, and I miss them a lot because Relics are really, really fun for me. They made a great impact so far with like the Gamut Relic especially being a game changer, the Ant-Man Relic, other ones such as, the Black Widow Relic doing a ton of work for Black Cat. They are great combo extenders, of course, and the shard acquisition is pretty decent to this day. So yeah, Relics, no complaints here, just a lot of good things, but I do miss them for sure, and I hope that when they come back, they are just better than ever, and they have some pretty cool new abilities for champions that really do need it, right? But now 7-star champions. 7-star champions rolled out this year, and honestly, they have just been pretty dang good with it so far. The pool was great. The launch party was really fun. The Titan shard acquisition is my only issue because I feel like it is just still super, super rare. And I know it's supposed to be like a really special thing, right? But my issue with the Titan pool is I know it's special, but some of the champions in that crystal just aren't special. And that's because champions that go into it can like need max sig or something, or just be really bad unawakened. So the Titan pool, while it is special, can be pretty dang annoying to open if you get a champion that really wants to be max sig, or a champion that just isn't really that good and is past rebalancing already. So yeah, Titan pool, I like the concept of it, but I feel like there are some flaws with it for sure. And besides that, 7-star basic crystals have great champions in it. The acquisition is pretty good as well. It's just going pretty good for the basic crystal. But for the Titan crystal, I feel like there are some things that can like make it better, right? Like more shards so that whenever you pull a champion that wants max sig, it doesn't hurt as much. But for now, I feel like both are doing pretty dang good. Now, Ascension has just been like pretty much perfect. Like the release of it, the benefits of it, it's just all so good. It's a good balance of like cash Ascension and like free Ascension as well. You get Ascension like pretty much every other month for free, which is pretty awesome. And yeah, I kind of just saved 6-star characters because with rank 3 7-stars, you want ascended 6 stars for sure. So yeah, Ascension, it's just perfect. I love it so much. It is the best thing in the game right now for me. It is just such a cool feature. So yeah, I love 6-star Ascensions. I want more Ascension dust, please. This is just like some of the best stuff ever, man. I'm a huge fan of this new Ascension feature. It is perfect in my opinion. And the best part is they like know how to keep it balanced. Like for example, in the banquet crystals, there aren't any like drops for Ascension dust, so whales can't just buy a ton of Ascensions, right? So yeah, perfect stuff here. I love Ascension and I want it to keep on going. It is just so good right now. But the trophy champ rollout is also pretty dang good, I feel like. Maestro and Guillotine, I like how they are not for money and they're just like rewards for challenges. Guillotine has like all of her trials. Maestro for Necropolis, it's just some pretty good stuff for sure. Maestro's doing pretty good as a defender and like he is hitting his mark, I feel like, but Deathless Guillotine is more for fun and she is part of a bigger picture, so I'm just gonna hold my judgment on her for now. I feel like she will have a place in the game very soon, but as of now she's just pretty fun and can do some stuff for sure, right? But yeah, trophy champ rollout, I'm a fan of this. They aren't for money, which is perfect. You can't just buy them, you can just put in the work for them. It's some pretty cool stuff. So yeah, trophy champs this year, pretty big success, I feel like. Now look at this massive text screen. This is how you know that the content this year was just really good. The Necropolis, just blowing out Abyss and Labyrinth out of the water, just so much better design wise. No like really annoying evade, just a really good and rewarding challenge. So yeah, massive wins there. Act 8.2 and 8.3 are pretty fun as well. The bosses, some of the best boss designs like in the entire game in my opinion. The rewards, great as well. It was just a ton of fun, not really a challenge, just like a nice way to relax and get some free rewards, I feel like. Eternity of Pain was also really good, and that was a true challenge for sure, man. That was some tough content, but at the time, its rewards were just really good as well. Paragon Gauntlet, nice piece of content, nice addition, really easy, really straightforward. The rewards are getting outdated by the second, but it's fine for now. But like the smaller challenges, like the 7 for 7 challenge and the Guillotine challenge, they're all pretty fun for sure. Like a nice, filler thing for the real big stuff like Necropolis and, Eternity of Pain. So yeah, those challenges are honestly some of my favorites for sure because they are pretty rewarding and they give you some pretty cool stuff. And it's just like a nice challenge to do. And incursions, that getting revamped was honestly really needed, so that was pretty good too. Overall, just a jam-packed year of content, and all the content just really hit its mark, I feel like. There wasn't anything like super boring besides the Brutal DLX challenge, but that was a part of something much bigger. And speaking of those bigger events, let's talk about the events this year. And when it came to events, honestly, this was like the best year of it of all time. The enlistment event, the legends event, all these things were just so good and just for free as well. It was just free rewards and the rewards were absolutely insane. It was just perfect stuff. But I do admit some events were pretty bad. Like for example, Cap's Commissary, that was just a whole dumpster fire. It was pretty dang bad. But then there were events like, Cyber Weekend that were kind of chill. You got good stuff for buying stuff with money, but it was also just not really imbalanced, right? It was pretty fair for both sides of the coin, like the free to play and the spenders. Spenders, of course, got more stuff, but free to play also had some nice stuff there as well. And the opposite was the case for July 4th that caused a massive uproar because it was just so unfair, and like the whales just got so much more than the free-to-play players. So yeah, that was a big issue, right? But then they fixed it with Cyber Weekend, and now the banquet event is very undertuned, right? But also I feel like it is that way because of the Necropolis. They want people to focus on that rather than just spending units on greater banquet crystals, which I do understand for sure. And like the whales still get, some pretty nice stuff up there as well. So yeah, I think it was the best way to do it. And while the rewards for the banquet crystals do kind of suck, at least there are some nice benefits to it with like the free 2 7-star crystals and all that. It could be much worse, I feel like. But now the external projects. So Kabam's live streams have been pretty dang fun for me, at least. The info is good, the interactions are good. It's just a pretty nice time. While some people just want to get like, the info and that's it, I like how Kabam does have fun with it a bit. So yeah, I have no complaints there. I think it's a great time. And if you want just straight up info, there's always the forums, right? And for the Battle Realm Brawl, I'm definitely biased, right? Because I was actually in it and participating in it, but I loved it so much. It was so much fun just meeting everyone, having a blast, competing in it. It was just a really, really good time. Canada is amazing. The event itself was just really, really fun. Getting to do like a ton of fun events and like trying out some new things even. It was just really, really cool. So yeah, I loved the Battle Realm Brawl. I would easily do it again, and I want to do it again. So yeah, I hope there's a part 2 because it was just a great experience. But now let's be mean. I'm kidding. I can't do that, guys. I cannot think bad about this game, even if I wanted to like try to do it. I mean, there are some things I can tell you for sure, like the bugs in this game are still pretty persistent, and like they fix some bugs and some get added, and it's just like a whole cycle. It's, we're used to it by now. But yeah, it's still a pretty massive problem, and even some events are still like on release bugged. So yeah, that's kind of annoying for sure. But yeah, that's all I have really. Like I don't know. I'm not one to think that negatively. I'm having some fun here, man. But yeah, those are my complaints, my one complaint. But now let's talk about what I want to see for 2024. So of course I want Battle Realm Brawl 2. I had so much fun with the first one that yeah, I want to do a repeat of it. It was just such a good time. I also want to see Orca get added to the game because I love that character so much. And it's a bit silly, but still, I want to see Orca in this game, please. I love this character. I'll save all my Titan shards, all my 7-star shards. I will save everything for this champion. Please give me Orca in 2024. I want to see more fun challenges like, Karina's Trial, the Guillotine Challenge. They are all just really, really fun. I want to see like repeats of the Legends event and like the Enlistment event because those were just insane and so rewarding, or like something similar to it at least. And then I just want to see like, more buffs, more rebalances that can help out the game, and just some good new champions as well because yeah, this year of champions have been amazing. So I want to see it continue in 2024. But yeah, this was just a great year for the game. Of course, it had its like problems and it had its like huge successes as well. So yeah, it was just a pretty good year. I feel like it was honestly one of the most innovative years for sure with like, Relics, Ascension, just all that good stuff. But yeah, let me know your thoughts on this year in MCOC. And yeah, that's about it for me.